Hey everyone, Dave Dubeau here with another episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today, zooming in all the way from beautiful Los Angeles, California, real estate entrepreneur extraordinaire, author, trainer, you name it. Eric Martel is involved with it. Welcome, Eric.
Well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, Eric Martel, you're in LA. You're not originally from LA, though. You're from a little bit closer to my neck of the woods. Well, actually not. LA is probably closer to my neck of the woods than Quebec. But you're originally from Quebec. So tell us a little bit about your background and your real estate journey.
Yeah. So normally I don't go into too much details about Canada because they know it's up north, but they don't know much more than that.
A lot of our listeners know where Canada is. Yeah.
But I was born in a small town north of Quebec City, actually. So in what we call the boonies, but I went to university in Montreal at Concordia University, and this is kind of like when I started my journey. Studied actuarial mathematics, and
so for those of us who don't know exactly what actuarial mathematics is, and definitely can't even spell it, what is that?
This is the mathematics of financial risk. So a lot of the actuaries work with with insurances, with company pension plan, government, and all that kind of stuff. Basically, so I studied that, and within a couple of years, the first year actually that I was at university, I met an individual through some friends that was a real estate investor, and my parents were just like kind of regular. Middle class kind of family, maybe lower middle class, living paycheck to paycheck, not having any money saved up or anything like that. And I knew from an early age that this is not really what I wanted. But when I met this guy, I said, okay, well, I have to latch on to him and then figure out as much as I can. He was just a regular community college teacher, and he was not teaching like real estate. He was not teaching finance or anything like that. I don't even know what he was teaching, but it was not related to that field at all. And somehow he managed to build a 36-unit apartment building. He had a piece of land. He wanted to build a shopping mall, and he was doing nursing home and all of that. Wow. I said, my God. And just like, this is amazing. And so I knew this was something that was pretty approachable for anybody, including me at 18 years old. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I can teach me what you know, and can I do that? I said, yeah, you can. And that's what happened. I bought at 18 years old. I bought my first apartment building, an 8-unit apartment building in Trois-Rivières, Three Rivers. Not too far, but 45 minutes from Montreal. And so cash flowing, no money down because I had no money, and bought that building. So it was great.
So just out of curiosity, did you get a vendor take back mortgage on that?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I got the credit union to do the first portion of the loan, and then a vendor take back for the rest. And so that worked out great. And Flash, then I'd done a lot of things, and I worked as an actuary. It took me a long time to find that particular property because I had no money. So I knew I had to partner up with somebody, or I had to have a vendor take back, and I didn't even know about private money lending or any kind of hard money lenders or any of that kind of stuff that you mentioned, in your books and in your discussions too, like where to find the money for all your deals. So I didn't know that much about that. My mentor didn't know much about that either. He would just get it from the bank. He had a regular job, so he was able to put it in the bank and get a mortgage. When you don't have any money, it's a little bit hard to do that.
Plus, it tended to be easier a few decades ago than it is now as well. Going into the bank.
So yes, that's correct. Yeah. So now doing these vendor take back in second lien position is a little bit harder. Normally the first lender doesn't want you to do that and doesn't accept that. So yeah, there are different issues associated with that. But now if I had known then what I know now, it would have been very different. I mean, there are all kinds of different ways to bring money into the equation through a joint venture, through all kinds of different things. And I was unaware of that, and my mentor at the time was unaware of that as well. So anyway, because it was so much work, I said, well, I need to find some money. So I started working. Then I became an independent consultant. So I started doing my own company and selling my time for money. And then it really came down when I moved to California. I had a lot of money. I had a lot of stock options. I said, I have to diversify. I have to buy some rental properties. I have to go back to that. And so I was looking around the Bay Area, and there was really nothing that made sense. In the sense that, yeah, you could have something that cash flowed, but you would have to put so much cash into it that the return didn't make sense. The cash on cash
Which is
return
very
didn't make
similar
sense.
to what's going on right now these days, right? It hasn't gotten any
That's right.
better.
That's right. Some of the hot markets, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like it's still like that in California. And it's like that all up and down the West Coast. And on top of that, this is not a landlord-friendly state. If you want to evict your tenant, you have some problems.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of things like that. But I was really focused on returns, and I couldn't get the returns that I was getting, let's say, from the stock market. And so I said, I'll just stay in it for a little bit longer. And then we had the dot-com crash. And so I lost millions of dollars on that dot-com crash. And that really solidified my belief that I needed to take more control over the money, be closer to my investment than before, not just sending money to Wall Street and then, hoping for the best. And then, the stock market crash, or they do some weird things.
Yeah.
And then I lose everything. So I started looking at more passive income investment. I knew that that real estate in California didn't make sense. There was no way for me to really go outside at the time, and so I did all kinds of gourmet sauce company and a bunch of other stuff. And eventually we ended back on real estate rentals, but out of state about six years ago, because technology allowed us.
What kind of properties did you start focusing on for those out-of-state rentals?
Well, we had tried to do also like commercial real estate in San Francisco. We tried to do flips in San Francisco. We tried to do wholesaling in San Francisco. None of that. We felt like the small fish in a big pond, and with much bigger fish. And so we started looking at out of state single family rentals. Because now we were able to do that with technology. We had the iPhone, and then we could literally walk through FaceTime with the realtor and show us everything and turn left, turn right. Mm-hmm. We were able to do electronic document signing and all that kind of stuff. Yes, yeah. And that really enabled us to kind of like grow our border outside of our border. The first house we bought was in Memphis. We bought it for about $40,000. And I think we put like $15,000 in it. We put a tenant in, and I think the tenant was like $750 a month or something like that. So it was cash flowing about $200 a month or something around those numbers. People that want to have like real precise numbers, I can give them to you, but after the show or something.
I think that's pretty good. Yep.
But I think. So that's basically the kind of like the gist of it. And so that was great. We really liked the investment. I said, well, let's refinance it. And then, you have to wait for the seasoning period. Then you have to do this. So you have to wait 6 months. And let's wait 6 months. And in the meantime, I had extra money, so I just let's buy 2 more. But this is working great. Yeah. We'll refinance this one, and then we'll do 2 more and 2 more. And so that's kind of how we started working on it. And then people were very interested in what we were doing at that point. And from our perspective, we thought, hey, this is really slow growth. Yeah, we want to get faster and do bigger things. And I'm not ready to retire. And I'm just like, I just want to get going. And but this was working great. Then people were interested in buying the final property, the finished property with the tenant in it, and said, well, maybe there's a business there. And so we sold a couple, and then more and more people were interested, and that's when Martel Turnkey started. So then we said, okay, let's go all out here and do turnkey, be a turnkey provider. But really do it like handhold the customers all the way through, introduce them to lenders, introduce them to insurance company, property management company. We handle everything. We close when there's a tenant in place. We do appraisal matching. So if the appraisal that you get from the bank doesn't match the selling price, we're going to reduce our selling price to match that. All of that because we're supposed to be the expert in the market, and basically in the end, we're selling a financial product. We're selling a stream of income. And so if you have to put more money down because it didn't appraise, then your returns are not the same. And if it doesn't rent for the amount that we say it will, then your cash flow is going to be impacted, and so will your return. And all these things. So that's why we kind of like reduce all the risk from the investor's perspective and say, this is what you're getting when you're closing. This is it. This is what we promised.
So what are the kind of markets that you've got these turnkey properties in, Eric? Wow, that's another fantastic idea. Hold on to that thought for a sec. We'll be right back. Now, are you a real estate investor who's run out of cash or credit to grow your portfolio? Are you looking to grow your portfolio using other people's money and raising capital? Well, I want to show you how to raise 6 figures or more in 6 weeks or less at my upcoming Investor Attraction Workshop. You can get your ticket and find out all about it at investorattractionworkshop.com. We're going to spend a full day taking a deep dive into this roadmap that I've used to raise millions for my deals, and I've helped other people just like you cumulatively raise hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars for their deals as well. So again, you can check that out at investorattractionworkshop.com. And as a loyal listener to the podcast, you'll get 50% off your ticket when you use the discount code podcast. That's right. Discount code podcast at investorattractionworkshop.com. See you at the next workshop.
So we have them in Memphis, Cleveland, St. Louis, and Detroit right now. And we are expanding to 6 other markets at the moment, kind of Dayton, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Pittsburgh. So
different markets, different price points, but give or take, what's a range of the kind of final sales price for these kind of properties these days? As we're recording this, we're early on in 2022. What kind of price points you're looking at selling these properties, turnkey properties, to investors for?
So we're looking at about $90,000 to $130,000, $140,000 for single family rentals.
Which, for a lot of Canadians, they're going to be going, "Oh my God, can you still buy a house?" Exactly. The average house price in Canada, last time I looked a couple of weeks ago, was over $740,000.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. It's just unbelievable.
And what kind of cash flow are you looking at with one of these turnkey single family homes?
Yeah, so normally the net cash flow after financing and all of that would be around like the $250, $300 a month. That's what you're looking at.
And that's after paying that's after paying property management and everything.
Property management, insurance, taxes, as well as your mortgage, principal and interest. And then that's going to give you that cash flow. It's about a 10%. So we kind of like hover between 9 and 12% cash on cash return after financing.
Yeah, fantastic. So people are able to get into these kind of properties for somewhere in the $30,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
30,000.
25 to $35,000.
Yeah, very, very nice. All right. So Eric, a quick question. So I mean, you got into this to build up a portfolio for you and your family and to create cash flow. Why on earth would you go to all that work and now sell off that little cash producing machine to other investors? I mean, obviously there's a quick pop of profit for you. I get that. And maybe there's a little bit of an ongoing management type fee, but wouldn't you be better off just holding on to these properties yourselves?
I could. I could. Better off, I would be able to do that, obviously, hold them off. But obviously, I'm in a unique position that most people are not. They don't have that. I have 2 adult children, 27 and 25, and they are in the business with me, and they want to build a company, and they're very eager to do that. And so you say, okay, well, if I was close to retirement and I was trying to slow down, yeah, that would be a different story. But for me, like it's not, I'm not there yet. I'm not at retiring or slowing down. As you know, if you know some of the other investments that I'm doing, is I'm not slowing down. And then the other thing too is that I have my legacy. My kids are going to take this over, so they're building something bigger. I was asking them earlier. I said, "What do you want to do? Like, do you want us to just kind of like create a nice passive income portfolio and then go and travel the world forever, or move to Mexico and sit by the pool, or do you want to do something and grow a great company and all of that?" And both of them said, without hesitation, yeah, we want to grow a great company and take it as far as we can take it.
Nice. Well, that makes sense. That answers the question. So, Eric, I'm sure we got a lot of people curious about you and what you guys are up to in the family business. And I know you've got a fantastic book called Stop Trading Your Time for Money. If people want to find out more about you, Eric Martel, what should they do? Where should they go?
So my personal website is marteleric.com. So in there, you're going to be able to see, where to get my book, the different podcasts and things that I have going on, in my Instagram and Facebook. Also, I'm on Instagram at E_Martel. Same thing on TikTok, which is a thing now. And then
my daughter's big into TikTok. I haven't quite cracked the code on that.
Oh my God, you have to go on that. It's just unbelievable. And so that's the best platform right now. And then and of course my website, MartelTurnkey.com. So where we do also this is where you can find out all the blogs and all the markets and the actual properties that we're selling to investors. So you can see all the numbers there.
Fantastic. Eric, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much for sharing your journey.
Thank you, Dave. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits Podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.